Hello, I'm John Tibbetts, and in the screening room today, of course, Harrison Ford, star of Ridley Scott's new motion picture Blade Runner, set in the year 2019 or 2020.
2020, yeah.
And it strikes me, Harrison, we're going to be alive in 2020, hopefully. And
wait a minute, are we?
I suppose. And we'll have a chance
yeah.
maybe to compare a little bit what's going on in reality with what's going on in the film. What's going on in the film strikes me as being a lot similar to maybe some things that are going on already now. Drug culture, the punk rock culture, technology, the video games. Any of that especially appeal to you and your own hobbies, personal lives, interests? The video technologies.
You mean drugs,
like
punk music, and
maybe we should stick to video technologies.
You're starting out very hot, aren't you? No, I'm not. I must admit, despite some accidents of fate, which have led me into the films that I do, I'm not a big science fiction buff.
That's my next question.
I appreciate, you know, that it is interesting and exciting. I just haven't had the time. Never done that. Okay. That granted, the film interested me because of the combination of story and director. And that, along with the opportunity to play a different kind of character than I'm most well known for.
There's a lot of surface adventure in characters like Indiana Jones and Han Solo. Here it seems that there's a vulnerable note all the way through the movie. Love with substantially what is a machine. And you don't like shooting androids even if it's in the back. I mean, even though they are machines. Are those scenes close to your heart? Gives you a chance to penetrate into your otherwise hard-boiled private eye type character?
Well, I don't, I mean, I have played other characters that represent other things. They're just not in the most successful films. They're not in the films that I'm best known for.
Well, heroes, I'm
so,
thinking of.
Well, or, you know, or a variety of others. And by that, by saying that, I'm not touting my broad capacities. I'm just saying that I have done those other things. So when it doesn't occur to me that this is something special. See, it does to you because I'm so well known for the other things, but the other part is part of my experience as well. So it doesn't occur to me that this is an extraordinary opportunity to contrast, you know, because I believe there are parts of Indiana Jones that are vulnerable, but in correct measure for that character. There are parts of Han Solo in which he expresses his vulnerability, Han Solo's way.
But you've already finished.
Just
Become to you when you have to consider future motion picture projects. You have to consider saga.
I've finished my participation in the series participation at this point. I mean, the next planned Star Wars has no Han Solo character in it.
Jones spawns more than, say, another 2 movies. Extraordinary position.
I don't have doing any more than, well, Planet Raiders 2 was shooting in mid-'83 with Steven Spielberg again directing. And the plans for the third one would not commence until the second one proves to be viable. So I don't think that much about that kind of commitment. I'm in between to explore other opportunities.
You're in a position now where you really can have an awful lot of say about your scripts. That's an enviable position for an actor.
I find that I seek out projects that have enough strength of their own, so that I can come to the project when it's already an accomplished project, when it has a life of its own. Then I can add something onto it. I don't like to come to a script that isn't already a strong script.
Ridley Scott surrounds you in Blade Runner and everyone else in the film with mists and rains and fogs and everything else. Does that ever become a disability in the shooting? I mean, he's famous for this kind of thing. What's that like on the set? There's water dripping down on you all the time, it seems like. It's uncomfortable, but it's Have you ever worked with a director who seems so determined to establish an atmosphere like that all the time?
Oh, most directors do, yes. But I mean, Ridley's is One of his strong suits, of course, is his visual sense and his eye, and I expected that he would spend a lot of energy on that.
As Rick Deckard, you're a Blade Runner, which is to say that your job is to track down replicas, and people who see the film certainly will understand this. And our time doesn't permit our getting into that too much, but in tracking them down, you become like a hard-boiled private eye of the 40s, and Ridley Scott helps with all the Venetian blinds and everything else. This hard-boiled character, is that something that you have known from experience watching old movies? Any kinds of prototypes that you're aware of?
Yeah, I go home and I run all arts films and I study the way he walks and the way no, I mean, I have no, I mean, I've only a sense memory of what he does, and I've seen him in films in which I really have admired him, and thousands of other people. I mean, I have no sense of being imitative of, but it's in me as much as it's in you. Your ability to recognize what you see is just, it's in me, it's part of my experience, but I'm not, I hope I'm not imitating somebody else.
Very quickly, in closing, there's an implication in the film that more people may be replicas than we think, including you. It's never developed. What do you think about that?
Replicants, actually.
Replicants.
Replicants,
Yes.
which is a flesh culture thing. But
yeah, I was afraid that was going to be happening.
There's no truth to the rumor.
Does he put his head through a wall?
I'm a replicant.
I was afraid of that. Well, while Harrison disintegrates, his 4-year lifespan is about up. I'm John Tibbetts. Go see Blade Runner, an extraordinary motion picture with Sean Young, Rutger Hauer, Harrison Ford, directed by Ridley Scott. I'll talk to you next time in the screening room.